Welcome back to MindShareTV. I'm your host, Robert Martellacci, founder and CEO of MindShare Learning Technology and chair of this past year's 15th Canadian EdTech Leadership Summit. And today we're celebrating an incredible achievement. Mallory Maynard, founder of Gibbly, who won the Dragon's Den Startup Competition at the Canadian EdTech Summit. Not only did she impress the judges and audience, but her victory also comes with some exciting opportunities, including an invitation to pitch at the Future of Ed conference in Florida in January 2025, and a one-year membership with myself. Mallory, congratulations. How does that feel?
Thank you, Robert. It feels great. I'm so honored to have won this award, and I'm super excited to work with you. I feel like I've been circling you for a couple of years trying to get your attention, so I'm glad I finally got it.
And so you did. This is a huge milestone for Gibbly, along with the recognition and pitching at Future of Ed conference. So talk to me about the experience of being at the summit. Was that your first time at the summit? Were you a first timer?
Yeah, it was the first time.
And pitching, first time pitching. Talk to us about the people you met, some of the conversations. How inspired were you? What made it different than other events that you've attended in the past?
Yeah, I mean, I think your event was really the first Canadian specific EdTech conference. So just being around fellow Canadians, it also in education was sort of a first for me. So I learned a lot from what's happening here in Canada with AI adoption. Really, you had stakeholders from across Canada, which was exceptional. And then hearing from other edtechs, I met a lot of, edtech consultants and people who worked in education for a long time. So I was able to learn a lot from the summit. So it's a really good opportunity for us.
And what's next for you in terms of where, so you were just in Ottawa, so you not only experienced our awesome EdTech Summit, and then you had the opportunity to go spend a day focused on AI with teachers in one of the top districts. Tom D'Amico's district, the Ottawa Catholic District School Board, was selected School District of the Year, along with West Vancouver, who have really led the way with the digital transformation around AI in K-12. Remarkable opportunity.
Yeah, it was. Tom and his team are really forward thinking on this. So they really are paving the way for the Canadian ecosystem on AI adoption, how to do it, safely, ethically, and supporting students and teachers along the way. So it was a really cool experience to go to that as well. I went last year, but this year was even better. So
talk to me about, and I know he engages the ecosystem as well. And that's part of my philosophy. Not only did we make an effort to engage the stakeholder community from K-12 and higher ed and students and teachers, principals and leaders and edtechs, but also from a design thinking perspective, I'm really passionate about learning environments. As you see here, this is a classroom workspace of the future, and that's like the third teacher. Like that really makes an impact. It's the secret sauce in motivating leaders and students and teachers to be at their very best. You've got a cool kind of background there, and it's inspiring, right? It's not dull, it's engaging, and that's what kids need. Kids need to be engaged, teachers need to be more engaged. And so we're planning an exchange, MindShare Zebra Architects Learning Design Exchange in 2025, to go see some of the buildings they've designed, and they're remarkable architects. To win the Lego International Design Challenge to design their innovation buildings campus is like, that's the icing on the cake. And we're going to go experience some of those unique venues that they design, again, to inspire and paint a picture on what's possible, what's next, where are we going with AI and in the future of learning. Because when you consider 70% of students are now using ChatGPT over talking to a teacher, that really changes the dynamic of the student-teacher interaction, doesn't it? And so perhaps you can share a little insight into what teachers are thinking, or how engaged they were up in Ottawa.
Yeah, I mean, so Ottawa, they've produced a really nurturing environment for their teachers to adopt AI. So they have tools that they've approved, they've vetted, they've made sure that they can have them in the ecosystem for their teachers. And what I found interesting is that I sat through a couple of the sessions for the teachers, and still many of them hadn't tried the tools yet. So it was kind of interesting to see that they had this really nurturing environment, and there was still some maybe hesitation from the teachers. So hopefully, that will be solved. But really, it can only be solved with such great leadership that they have at Ottawa Catholic.
But they were there to learn, and
kudos to them. Yeah.
Kudos to them for taking their personal time on a Saturday, because it is difficult to get teacher release time. There's such a teacher shortage that we had our teacher day on a Saturday as well, and had a good number of teachers come out. And it's complex. The system is a very complex system with a lot of moving parts. And kudos to you for taking on the challenge of any sector. You choose to go into the most complex sector. What inspired this?
I don't know. I love education. I don't have a background in education. I wasn't a teacher, but I like the act of educating. So I like the Coles Notes is that I was working in insurance and I was teaching people Excel. And then I just liked the act of teaching, and I was passionate about getting kids interested in STEM. So my first company was building games to inspire kids to pursue STEM. And then it just spends a lot of time with teachers.
And you studied design.
No, like everything is self-taught. So I'm one of those people that like just took absolutely the worst career path to where I am, but I made it work with the resources I had.
But that's brilliant. I mean, you're clearly a problem solver with a strong growth mindset.
Yeah, there's nothing I think I can't learn. There's some stuff that I think probably people are better suited than me to do, which is why I have a teammate.
And absolutely, everyone has their passion and strengths, and you need to know what your wheelhouse is. And when you figure it out, that's the secret sauce in pulling the right people in at the right time.
Yeah, for sure.
You're going to give us a glimpse of Gibbly for those who haven't seen it, maybe? Just, you can pull it up on your screen. And,
I'm sure. Yeah. Oh, I don't have it open. Let me open it for you. One second.
Yeah.
I know I shared it last time, but we can.
Right.
Pull it
this
up.
is for our audience who might be just joining us. I'm here with Mallory, is the winner of the 9th Dragon's Den Startup Challenge at the Canadian EdTech Summit, and did a great job and impressed all the judges. How about that judges panel? You had the toughest judges panel that we've ever had.
It was a little nerve-wracking, yeah.
You've got a managing director from Canaccord Capital. You've got Sam Abraham, who named the building and donated $25 million to U of T, an incredible entrepreneur that is, he's a Rotman U of T graduate, School of Management, like my son is. So I told Michael I would connect him there, and he's a good connection, his fellow alumni, but remarkable and inspiring. And if you pop your browser up, I'll bring it in to the to conversation. But it was quite a diverse group of judges, and then you had the CIO, Peter Singh, was in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
Who else was there? I can't remember. I was just so busy trying to Chair of the conference. That
To be honest with you, I was pretty nervous, so I just like got myself
it
up there and
seemed
go
that
sit
way.
myself down.
You did great. You did great. What I
Everyone
love
says
about
that,
your
but
platform, I love the simplicity of the platform.
yeah, that's been one of the kind of major points of feedback, is that it's just easy to get up and
Isn't
running.
it like simple, right? Like I think people tend to over design things, and this over design means confusion, right? And I have to ask you, for the benefit of our viewers, the branding, Gibbly.
The name? Okay,
Yeah,
so this took us a long time to come up with, a very long time.
I'm
I
sure.
think we were a numbered company for like 12 months, probably 8 months. I don't even know, absurd amount of time. And we had hundreds and hundreds of names that we had written down in a spreadsheet. And Gibbly was actually one of the first ones we wrote down that we came back to after months. And so game-based learning is kind of where our background is, my colleague and I, which is typically short form,
Yeah,
GBL. So we just added a couple letters, and then that's really all it is.
it
But
works.
this name means a lot to us because it took a long time to arrive at it.
It's
So.
cute. I like the name. Can I say it's cute, Gibbly?
Yeah, it's
Like,
supposed to be cute.
what's your tagline?
We were actually just talking about this morning, because our
Yeah,
vision of the company is sort of morphed, but really, like in essence, we're just trying to help teachers fight burnout, save time, provide
yeah.
higher quality lessons. So we haven't narrowed it down to a punchy tagline yet, but that's really the ethos of Gibbly.
Let me throw that into ChatGPT, and I'll be back to you in 2 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
We're talking.
I know we could have done that, but we just hadn't yet.
Well, I think it's an evolutionary process. So, leading it, innovation and education is one of our taglines, and that's what we do. So, well, now that you have my mentorship support, take full advantage of it, and that's one of my little wheelhouses. I love the challenge of branding and taglines, because it's really important. Your messaging is really important. You don't get a lot of time to communicate who you are, right? And the more concise you are, the more impactful you'll be. But back to you on a quick little tour of your site.
Yeah, so this is Gibbly. There's kind of two main things that you can do with Gibbly. You can generate a gamified quiz really quickly with AI, or you can generate a full lesson presentation. So these are some examples of lessons that I've created. It's something that's kind of cool about Gibbly is that we've added translation support, which is why I have some Spanish in here. We have a couple of schools in Mexico piloting the product, so this is why I have some Spanish. This is my most recent stuff. But I'll just quickly show you how easy it is. They can go to create, click on AI generated quiz. They can type in a topic. What's a topic that you...
Well, hockey season.
I normally go with photosynthesis, but you want to do some hockey trivia?
Yeah, hockey trivia.
What era?
It's the 80s.
From the 80s. All right, let's see. I don't know anything about 80s NHL trivia, but we can see what we can.
I'm gonna help you.
Okay.
I know.
So, they type in a topic, they hit generate, and then they immediately have some questions to work with.
We could have created one around Wayne Gretzky, and who was the only player to play against Wayne Gretzky in this office in the 70s, when he played his one game in the NHL or in the GTHL.
Was it you? Were you the one in the office?
That would have been me.
That's a pretty good trivia fact of yourself. I feel like that should be on the MindShare website somewhere.
Fun fact.
Fun fact.
I played against Gretzky. He went on to have his success, and I had mine in different ways. Yeah, Wayne Gretzky. Yeah.
So this is it. It comes up with some questions.
That's great.
Do you know who won the Stanley Cup in 1980?
Oh, gee. Yeah. That would have been the New York Islanders.
Nice. Yeah, you got it. So it's literally that simple. They hit add to quiz. They got some quiz questions they can work with. And then from here, they can do a couple stuff. They can share it with their students in like kind of a hosted live multiplayer game. They can download it as a worksheet. They can assign it as a class, and then for some asynchronous learning, or they can just send it sort of as a practice link to their students, just for something fun to let them.
To kind of like a starter kind of teaser, engaging the kids start of the class. I like it.
Yeah, like a review activity.
Yeah.
For either after a lesson or before a lesson, to see where their knowledge is.
The notion of storytelling and students being creators and teachers, the creativity used to be really difficult to do, right? And storytelling, and then you have tools like Canva and Gibbly now, and it's just remarkable where we've come from.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to get over like the brain cramp or whatever. Now you just have these new ideas at your fingertips that were never possible before. So.
And what's some of the feedback teachers are giving you and students?
Yeah, I think the main feedback from teachers is that it's just really easy to use, so they can get up and running really quickly. I was actually in Peterborough. I grew up in Peterborough area, so I was in Peterborough on Monday of last week at a junior achievement event, or Tuesday maybe, and some of the students actually were like telling me they wanted to use it for a study tool. So I was there actually to teach them, to kind of inspire them into potentially to getting into a software development career. So Gibbly was kind of an interesting entry point for them to see what software development even is about. So it's been kind of fun using it as this other tool.
Kudos to you for giving back. It's so important. We do a lot of that.
Yeah. It's fun talking to the kids about this, because then we did a quiz on Fortnite actually, which got really popular with them and they were they knew all the answers about Fortnite. I didn't know any Fortnite answers, but they liked it. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And okay, so that's this component. Then you have a library. There's sharing involved as well.
Yeah, there's this is all the community generated content. So you can see we have Arabic in here. We have, I think, 140 countries is the number of like how many countries we're in right now.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So we have this is the library where they can find and share resources with each other. And then the other main thing we can do is the lesson generator, which this is gonna undergo some exciting changes soon. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
But if we do, we'll maybe do a topic that I know we'll have a lot of pictures. So if we do photosynthesis for grade 6, they can kind of create a rough draft lesson plan really quickly with AI. It'll come up with vocabulary, learning objectives, some ideas for some activities and stuff like that they can do for this class, and just an overview of photosynthesis. And then they have full edit capability over this. And then once they're happy with this, they can head over to slides, and it'll generate a full lesson for them with pictures. And they just need to review, take out the stuff they want, make any edits they need, and then they can take this, present it live within Gibbly, export it to PowerPoint, or shoot it over to Google Slides.
That is impressive. Wow. So, and where are you seeing the greatest growth in use of Gibbly? Is it the activities, the lessons?
Right now, it's mostly the hosted live multiplayer games that we've seen most of the activity.
Okay.
But we released this feature, the lesson generator, several months after the quiz generator. And there are almost as many lessons now created as quizzes. So it's soon to overtake the quizzes, I think.
Fantastic. Well, final question. with the added benefit of this year-long mentorship, what specific goals or growth areas are you hoping to focus on for Gibbly to step into the next phase?
Yeah, I think really it's just all about impact. Increase the impact of, get more teachers on the platform. Yeah, improve the impact, like gather feedback from teachers to understand how we can continue to make their lives easier, add more value. Just growth. I don't know, growth. Get it in front of more hands.
Mrs. Fogarty, my English teacher in grade 12, wrote in my yearbook, "The only sign of life is growth," and drew a little flower. And I'm like, I read that over and over and it's like, what is she trying to tell me? But it stayed with me. And it's such a great mindset, when you think growth and impact. So kudos to you for that. What advice would you give EdTech entrepreneurs aiming for similar breakthrough moments in their careers, especially those who you hope to inspire and make a difference as you have?
Yeah, I mean, what I found is that this community is actually relatively small, despite there being a lot of schools and stakeholders. So I found that I really didn't start seeing impact until I got out of my house and started talking to people. So I cannot stress enough the importance of going to events, meeting people, talking to them, understanding how they're using AI, understanding who are the decision makers at schools. This is only something that I, really dove into relatively recently. So that's my feedback. If you're in your house all the time, you're not going to get very far. I know it's tough with the pandemic and the remote work, but you got to get out of the house.
Well said, Mallory. It's truly inspiring to see your passion and dedication rewarded with such an incredible opportunity. Congratulations again on your well-deserved win. I'm looking forward to working with you in the coming year, connecting with you in Florida, of course, and we'll help prepare you for that. That's going to bring in some really tough competition from across North America and beyond. Final thoughts?
Thank you, Robert. Thank you so much for everything. I'm really looking forward to working with you and the rest of the team at MindShare, and I hope you'll continue being a large part of our growth over here at Gibbly.
Well, it's such a pleasure to connect with you, and I love your passion and your commitment to impact. And stay tuned. So that was Mallory Maynard, the founder of Gibbly. My name is Robert Martellacci of the MindShare Learning Report. Be sure to check out www.MindShareLearning to get your latest issue. And until next time, stay healthy, stay safe, and keep the learning curve steep.